Hey there, it's Dr. Crypto here, and I hope you're all doing well. Are you all geared up, ready for later on for that FOMC meeting? It's that very important FOMC meeting. It's going to bring in a lot of volatility. A lot of people are anticipating, what is Jerome Powell going to be like today? Is he going to be hawkish or is he going to be dovish? So obviously, whatever way he's going to go is going to actually move the market today. It's going to be quite a volatile day because you know what happens on FOMC meeting days. What happens is you get a lot of gambling traders come in who will start shorting and longing, and the volatility is just absolutely crazy. Then after the meeting, it will just go stagnant again and just go flat sideways. But anyway, in this video, I will be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also Crypto.com's native tokens CRO as well. So before I start, hit that like button, give subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated. So we can look at the moment. On the yearly, we have got some tokens like XMR, Hype, who've done 106%, 122%, and then I don't know what Rain is, but that's up 188%. But we see a lot of the market, it's down 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%, because don't forget what happened in October. We had that massive capitulation, and I was watching live, actually, the charts, and when it actually happened, I saw my portfolio go down by 90%. I thought, oh shit. I thought, oh my God. My wife came in and she says, you look white. And I said, yeah, I did. Look. And he saw this massive red candle. And overall, that really, really did shake me up a little bit, to be honest with you. And it's shaking a lot of people up at the moment. And this is why we've seen a lot of crypto at the moment just absolutely flat. We've got like the bulls and the bears just pulling either side. There's just no volume there. The liquidity is just absolutely dried up because it scared a lot of people, a lot of retail out of the market. And even we see a lot of the BlackRocks, the institutions are buying, but they're only buying basically for their clients. And the buys at the moment have not been absolutely massive at all. But we can see here, we can see what's been happening here. There's a lot of coins that are down. And on the monthly, again, we're down 30, 40%, and a weekly we're still down a little bit of green. We've got PulseX up there, 50%. But on the daily, again, we're starting to get a bit of green. We're starting to get a bit of a movement because we saw Bitcoin starting to move up gradually. But obviously, overall, we're still down quite heavily in that. But looking on the hourly, it's a bit of a mixed bag, bit of red, bit of green here and there. Pepe up 0.53%, Pengu up 1.23%. So there's nothing really to shout out at the moment because, like I said, that volume at the moment is down. Where are the retail? Retail just have not come back. Why have they gone to? I think they've gone to places like the stock market. They've gone to like the AIs, the data center plays at the moment. And will they come back? Sure, they could do. But obviously, all eyes, like I said, are on today on Jerome Powell. But what we can see here, at the moment, we can see the fear and greed is now sitting at around about that 30%. So I just see a lot of staleness at the moment. And I'm expecting that we may well get more of a drawdown to the downside. I'll get into that in a little bit. But the liquidity at the moment, now, when we look at this is the heat map of liquidity. Now, people will say, oh, right, okay, we've got to take out this liquidity. We've got to take out that liquidity there. Look, at the end of the day, this could be manipulated. This liquidity here at the top side here, or the lower downside, could be moved at any point in time. So when we look at this, we've got to look at it with a pinch of salt, basically, because this could get moved at any point in time, like I just said. So we're just got to bear that one in mind. We're going to get a lot of volatility today. It could take out this liquidity up here, which is around about $94,500, or we could go all the way down here and grab this liquidity down here, which is around about that $89,000 mark again. So we just got to bear that one in mind. But what I am also watching very, very carefully, and this is where the bulls need to step in, and this is going to be good for our altcoins. I want to see Ethereum start to make some big moves to the upside. Now, we've got this ascending wedge here. We have on the BTC pair, we have broken out of that, which is a good sign. But we are coming up to that key resistance as well. So we just got to bear that in mind. We're coming up to the 0.036 area of resistance at the moment. But what we need to see is we need to see the bulls with conviction, with volume, to push this further on up towards the upside. I want us to see us to get to this 0.38% mark to get us really, really moving for Ethereum at the moment. Because like I said, all eyes are on today in what Jerome Powell is going to be doing today. So we know we're going to potentially get that 25 basis point cut. Now we know time for Jerome Powell is running out because we know we're going to get a new Fed chair in May, around about May time. So obviously what happens today is going to be very, very important. And also don't forget the data hasn't really been there because we've had the government shut down in the United States of America. So it's a very, very hickledy-pickledy at the moment. But we'll be looking at Jerome Powell for the direction in future rate cuts as well and where he thinks the economies go. Because don't forget, we have got the dot plot coming out today as well. So we've got to bear that one in mind as well. Now, because we've got to look at, the inflation is still been sticky. So obviously there's going to be some people on the FOMC meeting who are going to be saying, no, we shouldn't be cutting right now. But we're going to get others who are saying, yes, we should be cutting. Why? Because the job numbers have not been great. The job numbers have been dropping. And also people are not taking on new workers. So we're seeing a lot of stagnation in the market at the moment. So we're getting a lot of that pull and tug between the FOMC committee members and that lot. So it's going to be very important in what Jerome Powell is going to be saying today, because I think if he comes out on a hawkish sentiment, that could pull the market down slightly. But if he comes more dovish, then obviously that's going to rally the market up towards the upside. So we've just got to bear that one in mind, because we can see here the federal fund rate is expected as a range, which is currently 3.7% to 4%. Bank negotiations and specific rates between each another range. The Fed uses the federal funds rate as a tool to quell inflation. When inflation is high, the Fed raises its target rate to make borrowing money more expensive, which discourages consumer spending and helps bring everyday costs down. When the economy needs a boost, the Fed might initiate a series of rate cuts. Now, this is going to be very, very important. Are we going to get very aggressive potential rate cuts coming in? So this is where this chart comes in, because we can remember when we started to get high unemployment rates starting to tick up, what actually happened is we started to cut rates quite aggressively down to the downside. But what happened was as well, the stock market started to plummet down to the downside, and we started to see like the 10-year rates started to move down towards the downside, which wasn't great for liquidity for the stock markets. That started to we need liquidity to come in. That started to push down, and as that's coming, the 10-year rates start to come down, we want it actually starting to come up. But what happened was we had these big drawdowns, and we saw in 2008 when we had that big unemployment rate, we had that massive cut, really aggressive cuts, and we saw the S&P 500 absolutely tanked down towards the downside. So this is where we've got to be very cognizant and very, very careful in terms of, investments at the moment. I'm being very, very cautious at the moment. I'm not buying anything at the moment, especially after what I saw when we saw in October when we had that big liquidation. At the moment, the volume in the markets are just not there now, especially in the crypto market. We can see that in the altcoins. It's just not been moving at all. So what we see here at the moment, we're sitting at around about 87.6% at the moment in chances of getting a rate cut. So bear that in mind. We've just got to watch out what Jerome Powell is going to be doing later on today. So it's going to be high volatility in the market. There is no doubt about that. So just be very, very, very careful out there tonight. So I think through today, basically, I think the market is just going to be very stagnant all the way up to the FOMC meeting. But what we have seen so far, which did play out, was the Bitcoin price. Basically, we had that falling wedge, and we just, like I mentioned a while back, we dropped down to the downside. Now we've got a slight rising wedge happening here. This is on the daily. Now, obviously, we've had a little bit of money inflow coming up towards the upside, and we can also see that we've had 2 green dots. We've got a little green dot as well, which has appeared here. But what's happening is we're coming up to key area resistance. We're coming up here. We've hit this around about that $93,000 to $94,000 area of resistance. Now, obviously, what's going to happen today, we're going to chop around the downside, and obviously, we're going to get volatility coming towards later on. So could we actually start rising? This is the 50 EMA, this little orange one here. Are we going to come up to that 50 EMA and then make our way back down towards the downside? But are we going to go up to that 50 EMA and break out towards the upside and start to get that volume starting to come in? Because what we've seen is the volume has just been dropping off down towards the downside with a rising wedge, which is not particularly bullish in my opinion. This is all my opinion. This is all about probabilities, and that's it. So I'm just going off what the charts are saying at the moment. The charts are saying to me that at the moment it is very weak. The volume's not there. We can see across the board on YouTube videos, or the bigger YouTube videos, the volume's starting to drop off. The viewership's dropping off to near enough dead. And we can see on X as well, a lot of the comments, we're not getting many comments on X on a lot of these big influencers as well, which just shows that there's nobody got any kind of risk appetite in crypto market at the moment. And but we have seen, meanwhile, gold making move, silver making move, and tech stocks making moves towards the upside. That is where it's been. And I said this a long time ago, that I was buying Nvidia, I was buying various other stocks like Cypher, data center plays. So overall, that's where a lot of the people have been at the moment. So will they come back? Sure they could. Not a problem. Yeah, they could do. When people start to get money in their pockets, I think that's when we're going to start to get more people coming into crypto. But at the moment, I think we're just being very stagnant at the moment. So before getting to CRO, if you're ever interested, because I have done videos on this before about my journey in terms of Bitcoin mining, and I've also a lot of my miners are basically a lot of the Bitaxe hexes, the Bitaxe 601, 602s, and also the ultras as well. So I'm always mining every day. I'm mining for Bitcoin and also Bitcoin Cash as well. So, but if you want to be a part of the journey and you want to start to mine, it's just a bit of fun. It's just lottery mining. It's always, nice to have on your side of your desk a Bitcoin miner, because you never know the chances you might hit a block. People do hit blocks. It's not often, but people do hit the blocks, and you get 3.1 Bitcoin per block. So I class these as my lottery ticket. These are lottery miners. If you're interested in buying one, you can go to my website here, and it's Satoshi Crypto Home Miners, or go to my X page and go to my profile. They'll have a link there if you're interested in buying a Bitaxe. It's worth doing it. It helps decentralization of the Bitcoin network as well. So you also participate. It's a great little hobby to get into as well. So for about £180 for the Bitaxe Gamma 602, and also £99 for the Ultra as well. Give it a check out, see what you think. It's worth just giving it a go, no harm. Right, okay then, let's get into a bit of CRO. So CRO, overall, he's had that massive move towards the upside back in August of 2025. We had that massive move, really exciting time. I really thought we're gonna get to $1, and then suddenly the whole market started changing, and we just started to bleed out. Good old CRO was starting to bleed out. But this is on the daily at the moment. We haven't got a green dot here. We are starting to get money flow coming in on the Cypher B here right now. So it looks like this is not just CRO. We can look at a lot of other projects as well. XRP, we can look at ADA. They're all in the same boat. They're all sort of like hit that little area of bottom at the moment, just going flat sideways. No volume coming in at all. You can see the volume has just totally dropped off. And that is not just indicative for CRO. It's through the whole crypto market as well. It doesn't matter what it is. You might get like Zcash, the odd one what pops off. Why that popped off, do not have a clue. But yeah, at the moment, but majority of the altcoins have just been going sideways. CRO is just been going sideways flat. Obviously, this could be a DCA opportunity. I'm not saying it is, because there's obviously risk to the downside as well, where we could come down even further. And don't forget, altcoins could drop down another 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%. It could go down to 90%. So you just got to bear that one in mind. So at the moment for me, I'm just looking at capital preservation at the moment. But we can also see that crypto.com keeps on building. Doesn't matter what the market's doing, they keep on building. This is what makes me super bullish about crypto.com and the CRO tokens, because I know that CRO does have the potential to make big moves to the upside. And since the bear market of 2022, it just doesn't feel like it. It's been very disheartening for a lot of CRO holders. But you just got to sit back. And that's what I've been doing. I've not sold none. I'm just, though sometimes it's disheartening when you see these big moves to the upside and then we bleed out. And it's very disheartening. But there will be a time one day that we will make that dollar. We will get to that dollar. When I can't give you any kind of protection, I don't have a crystal ball. But what I do have to see here is that the crypto.com and the Cronos ecosystem keep building. We can see here, overall app update, sports live score display, real-time minutes, by-minute scores, period time remaining, direct on prediction screens. DeFi yield, easily secured, earned custody yields, staking on whitelisted DeFi protocols such as Corgi AI and Minted. Equities enhancement trading, continuous US stocks trading via alts from Sunday evening through Friday evening. Financial analysis, stocks detail pages now incorporated a great aggregated analysis rated by hold and sell and consensus pricing. Prediction markets also, Hollywood.com partnership offering an entertainment-focused prediction market. Introduction to Prime 1, 2 and 3. Enjoy new Prime tiers service benefits, including unlimited zero trading fees, rebates, level ups and such like. Instant unstaking, instantly liquidate staking position tokens for immediate cash availability with small fee. Collaboration with MyPrize, the first social gaming business to launch prediction market. So, overall, crypto.com keep on building. And this is why I'm holding my CRO, I'm holding my debit card, I'm staking, I'm earning every day, because I have every faith at some point when we do get an alt season, and it doesn't feel like we're going to get one, but trust me, at some point it will happen, and it will happen out the blue. When? Could be in 2026. Might not be now. Might be midway through 2026. For me, I'm not selling now. It's just no point me selling now. I'm just going to be holding till through. If we have a big drop towards the downside, we get another 20, 34%, I will DCA in a little bit more into CRO and to some of the other altcoins as well. So, but overall, I'm still bullish on CRO, crypto.com, because even though what the markets are doing at the moment, they keep on building, and that's why I have every faith in Chris that things will turn around and things will come up, because there's a lot of people out there who are getting confused, because we've got a lot of influencers that say that we're sort of local bottom now. Then we've got other influencers says no, we're going into a bear market. It's going to be all the way to the end of 2026 before we start making moves up towards it. Look, none of these people, including myself, know the future or anything like that. It's up to you to make your decision on what your financial positions are. Because like I said, nothing I say is financial advice. You always do your own research and never listen to anybody else. You only do what you think is right for you. Because, you can lose a lot of money when you invested. And I always say, when you invest, you only invest your money that you can afford to lose. That spare capital on the side. Not your mortgage, not your loans, nothing like that. It's all about what little bit of spare money you got aside. And if it goes to zero, you think, you can walk away and think, well, that's not great, but I'm not going to lose my house over it. So you just got to bear that in mind. Be very, very careful today. Very volatile with the FOMC meeting. But like I said, smash that like button, give subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.